Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session here at Virtual Gala 2022. My name is Edith Vandermarker, and in my day job, I am the head of globalization at NetApp. But today, I will be your MC for this session. Gabriela Morales will be talking to us about how mentoring is used as a tool for professional growth. Gabriela is the founder of Rosario Traducciones y Servicios, an innovative localization company based in Rosario, Argentina, and they are specializing in Latin American languages. Gabriela is also part of the Gala Marcom committee together with me and a few other friends in the industry. Okay, so let's get started. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat. We will pick them up during the presentation. And now I will turn it over to Gabriela.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to discuss today how mentoring can be used as a tool for professional growth. We know that change is a constant feature in the localization industry. No matter our seniority, experience, or position, the learning process never ends. So how can we keep up with new trends, technology, tools, and client requirements? How do you keep current with everything going on in our industry and the verticals we serve? If this is not an easy task for industry veterans, imagine how hard it is for newcomers. For recently graduated professionals lacking practical knowledge, internship can fill the gap. But what about our personal development and our work and life balance? We work in a highly technological industry, but one that relies heavily on its human capital. Mentoring can be the right approach to face all these challenges, especially with the communication tools available and the openness and generosity that prevails in our community. In this short talk, I will share my experience as a mentor, both for professional translators and others wanting to change their focus, including do's and don'ts for a successfully mentorship program. And we are also going to discuss some tips on somehow surviving in the digital jungle. So first of all, let's do a quick poll. So, have you ever been a mentor? Have you ever been a mentee? Would you like to participate in a mentorship program? Do we have the poll ready, or should we do it later?
The poll is up.
Okay.
If you want to go to the poll slide and answer, and then I will publish.
Excellent. So let's wait for the results or just take the results later? What do you think, Marine?
If they come in answered, I will publish them.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
So let's move on. I hope that by the end of this talk, I would have more positive answer for would you participate in a mentoring program? Okay, so what is mentoring? There's tons of definition of what mentoring is. I really like the one published by the ATA. And it reads like, a mentorship is a supportive relationship established between two or more individuals where knowledge, skills, and experiences are shared. The mentee is someone seeking guidance in developing specific competencies, self-awareness, and skills in early intervention. A mentor is a person who has the expertise in the areas of need identified by the mentee and that can share their wisdom in a nurturing way. The mentorship established between two or more individuals is unique to their needs, personalities, learning styles, expectations, and experiences. In this relationship, the mentee has the opportunity to ask questions, share concerns, and observe a more experienced professional within a safe, protected environment. Through reflection and collaboration between the mentor and mentee pair or group, the mentee can become more self-confident and competent in integrating and applying the knowledge and skills gained in the mentorship, demonstrating best practices. So it's a very complex relationship, but what I like more is that this relationship takes place within a safe environment. And the trust relationship is important between the mentor and the mentee. So where did this mentoring program or this mentoring experience came up from? So the word came from the character mentor in this old play Odyssey from Homer, where this Greek goddess assumes the appearance of an old man to guide the young Telemachus in its time of difficulty. So it's actually a woman taking the role of a mentor. But there are other famous mentors throughout the history, like Aristoteles. So here's the poll, okay, where you can vote. And I lost my screen. Maureen, would you mind?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. So historically, there have been other significant systems of mentorship, like the guru-disciple tradition practiced in Hinduism and Buddhism, the elders, that would be the discipleship system practiced by rabbinical Judaism and the Christian church, or the pure apprenticeship under the medieval guild system. So it's an old way of sharing knowledge and best practices. We have also in literature fictional characters like Yoda. You can see a lot of quotes from Yoda throughout the presentation. I think they're really cute. But in present history or in our times, mentoring was also adopted by the American system in the workplace to share other knowledge than cannot be learned in the university or in the more formal environments. We all know about the benefit for the mentee. We've been dealing with them. It helps to develop other skills that cannot be learned in a formal environment. It's not history, it's not math, it's not grammar. It has to do more with practical knowledge, or especially within a certain working environment. For example, the mentee can make all type of questions, even those that won't make in a discussion group. You know, there's very common right now to have discussion groups, but sometimes you are not comfortable enough asking them because you don't know who would answer those questions. The mentee can learn best practices from the practical know-how of a more experienced colleague, can learn about market conditions and traps to avoid, and will help him to save energy, time, and gain peace of mind because of the answers he can get. Especially right now with all these online training and online courses that universities and colleges have, this mentorship relationship can help the mentee to avoid isolation, both for professionals and students. And the best benefit is from the direct contact with someone who is within, for example, an association or within the professional they are trying to enter with. So, but what about the benefit for the mentor? Because we are always used to talk about what's good or what's the benefit for the mentee, but what about the mentor? So being a mentor is not just about giving back or passing wisdom and knowledge. In my experience, being a mentor has helped me to challenge my own views, my own work of doing things. Not that there was nothing wrong with the way we were doing my work, but it helped me see my work from a different point of view, from, I would dare say, from a younger perspective. So it helped me to do a self-check of what I was doing right or wrong, to update me on new, I don't know, even the use of new apps that I didn't know there were available. It helped me to, I don't know, enjoy again. Why was I doing my profession? Why was doing my job? Not just to give back in this industry. And it helped me also to investigate because of the questions that I was asked. So I have to look for the answers and check on what was going on different areas. So if you ever think about being a mentor, which are the things that you should take into account? Because being a good mentor isn't something that one just is or that just happened on its own. Mentoring is a skill to acquire that requires hard work, learning, and practice, just like any other skill. So in order to develop our skills, we have to do a sustained self-analysis and critical reflection. This is not always an easy process, but it's really valuable. As mentors, we must be humble and open. For example, rather than attempting to save face in an awkward situation or trying to always impress, we must be able to use difficult experience and discuss our work honestly and openly. It's quite a good exercise. So in the localization industry, we have many examples of mentorships. For example, Women in Localization has sessions of type of networking sessions for mentors and mentees. Gala has a global talent mentoring event. It's a single-day event with small group sessions with pre-established topics. Normally, these mentorship programs are reserved for members only, but you can always apply for membership. It's another benefit that you can get for being part of an association. These are global associations, but then there are more local associations like the ATA in the States, ACETRAD in Spain, ABRATES in Brazil, STF in France, and several others in Argentina, whether these mentorship programs go from a few months to a full year or just one day. And normally these are individual one-on-one programs, or others that are group programs. I really encourage you to check your local association or check these associations that are listed here. Then you have access to the presentation. There's links to these programs that you can check. And I think they're really great ways to take advantage of all the knowledge that is available within our association, within our industry. This is a very generous industry where there's a lot of people who are really willing to share their knowledge. So I think one thing is really important is to understand what is not mentoring, what is not included in the mentoring program. For example, you are not going to teach how to translate or interpret. You just need to learn that on your own. During the mentoring program, you are not going to learn how to translate. You are not going to review, edit, proof, the mentor is not going to review, edit, or proof any translations. We are not going to train mentees on how to pass an exam or certification. It's not a work offering. It's not a request for jobs. Mentors are not going to give recommendations for clients or agencies. Mentors are not going to impose goals on ideas. It's not the same as an internship because there's no remuneration included. And it's not a workshop, not a lecture, it's not a demonstration. For that, you have workshops, lectures, and demonstrations. This is just a mentoring program when you are accompanying the mentee in its development. There's a couple of fun facts about mentoring. For example, that in Spanish, only the word mentor is recognized by the Academia de la Lengua Española. The words like mentorship, mentorando, mentee are not. So it's quite funny. And also the word mentee in English started to be used back in 2000. Before that, the person receiving the mentoring was known as protege or learners, not just the mentee as we know it. When I was preparing this presentation, I read a lot. There's a ton of information online from different backgrounds, from different verticals. I recommend these ones that are listed here, but there's a lot of other source of information that you can check. And let me see. I'm open for questions. I think it was quite fast, the presentation, but I would love to listen to you if you have any questions about mentoring or the mentoring options that are available within our industry.
Okay, so Gabriela, I have been looking through the chat. We didn't get any questions in the chat, but we could look at the polls. And what was interesting is when you asked, would you participate in a mentoring program, Actually, 2 people said no, which I thought was interesting why they would not want to. So maybe the question is, what are the cons of being a mentor? Maybe that is why people are not inclined to be a mentor. Do you have any advice there? Is there a dark side if we are going with the Yoda team?
Well, being a mentor is a responsibility, and you have to be willing to share your time. That's first of all, because you have to engage with your mentee, and you have to agree on regular meetings. For example, in my case, it's once every 2 weeks, so it's not that hard. It's just 2 hours a month, but it's really interesting time well spent, I would say. I have to confess, sometimes it's, oh my God, I have to go on the this time again this week I have to start the mentoring program, but it's, I really enjoy it. It's talking with someone with the same interest that you have, someone eager to learn, and it helps you also, as I said, to reflect on what you are doing or why you are doing things. So it's a responsibility, but it's a fun time. It's a fun time where you can think about why you are doing this, or why did you decide to be part of this industry. And I think everyone who is part of this industry really likes or loves what he or she is doing.
Very good. And then, so is there such a thing as an informal mentor? Does it have to be part of a program? Can you also do it outside on your own?
I think you can do it. There are several examples of how to do it, but in my experience, it's, let's say, safer or more organized to do it within an association or within a program, because in that way, expectations and responsibilities are clearly stated. But you can always look for a mentee or someone or a protege online. One of the things that let me see. I think I went through one of the slides too fast. That was, hold on. Yeah, there's one slide missing. That now here, that mentoring today has very lots of advantages as compared with before, because now we have associations and organizations providing a formal framework, and then you have different offers, and technology adoption has helped us a lot, so we can have a mentor around the world. I mean, you don't need to be in the same city, you don't need to be in the same continent anymore. You can book a mentor, or you can engage with a mentor across the ocean. I mean, because now with video chat or with email or even other apps of video conferencing, you can have a mentor in Europe if you are in Argentina, for example. And then you don't have to travel to meet with a mentor, so you can be you have more time available. You can be having a coffee in your in your office or back at home, and at the same time have time to engage with a mentee. And there's multiple models that can use now, whether it is in person, one-on-one, groups, or just networking with people around the world. Then that's one of the advantages that we have with technology today. So that also allows you to have a mentor without these formal frameworks.
Very good. So I will go back to the polls one more time. So we did ask if anyone has been a mentor, and more people said no, they were not a mentor. Only one person said they were a mentor. So what is your advice to start to be a mentor or a mentee, right? Where do we start?
I would say check your local association, if you're part of GALA or if you're part of Women in Localization. And if you are not part of GALA or Women in Localization, it's a good time to enroll. And also with other associations like ATA, if you're in the States, or the different associations I listed in Argentina or in Spain and Brazil. Check with them. There's always a mentorship program. They normally start at the beginning of the year. For example, in Argentina, we are now doing the final enrollment process. And then you get assigned a mentor. Normally, it's assigned by the committee of previously mentors who assign the pairs based on common interests and objectives of the mentee. Everything is based on the mentee and what the mentee is wanting to develop, or the mentee is looking for learn or special interest, because the mentorship program is always based on the mentee's needs.
Correct. And I think just to add, I think you can also look within your industry, as we are talking about the localization industry, but you also can look outside the industry.
Absolutely.
Right? You can also look at, if, you know, it could be an athlete, or it could be a company that you really admire and you want to kind of learn how they do it, or maybe there's a special person you find interesting and you might want to connect. So it can be within, but also outside, right? So all of these things are open. And I think it's a great thing. You were talking about the advantages for the mentor too, right? So being approached by someone, I think that can also create a great relationship and a great exchange.
Exactly. The thing is, sometimes when you approach somebody who is not actually enrolled in a mentorship program as a mentor, sometimes it could be more, I don't know, difficult to get. Whereas the person who is already enrolled is as a mentor, they are already willing, and they already went through this process of, oh, should I go be a mentor or not? It's I would say it's easier or more expedited process.
That sounds good. Okay, I'm checking if there are any questions. So there's no other questions from the audience.
Okay.
The polls, I think we have concluded the polls because I think we have all the answers. Any last words of advice, Gabriela?
Just do it. Just do it. There's always, it's a really rewarding time, both for the mentor and the mentee. And the benefits or the pros are really, really higher than the cons. Absolutely. So if you have any questions later, you can always reach me or any other members of the mentoring programs in the different associations. We are here for you.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you, Edith, for your time.
Thank you, Gabriela, for this great presentation. I love the quotes from Yoda, and they're very fitting. So we should all be listening to Yoda. So thanks for putting them into your presentation. And then, so yeah, thanks to the audience. Thank you for participating. And as Gabriela said, if you have any questions, please reach out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.